But one poll shows that almost two-thirds of Democratic voters want a new nominee in 2024, and the top reason they gave was your age. So what's your message to Democrats who like you, who like what you've done, but are concerned about your age and the demands of the job?
Well, they're concerned about whether or not I can get anything done. Look what I've gotten done. Name me a president in recent history that's gotten as much done as I have in the first 2 years. Not a joke. You may not like what I got done, but the vast majority of the American people do like what I got done.
Big question, of course, is when you're going to make an official announcement about whether or not you're going to run for 2024 for re-election. Do you think you'll make a decision before the end of the year?
Well, look, I'm not going to make this about my decision. I'm going to make this about this off-year election. After that's done in November, then I'm going to be in the process of deciding.
Is one of the calculations that you think you're the only one who can beat Donald Trump?
I believe I can beat Donald Trump again.
He doesn't even answer any of the questions. In fact, and I almost admire this, he's so inept, he just throws out meaningless terms and lies against the wall. Well, that's because it said I didn't get enough done, but I got a bunch done. You may not like what I got done, but basically everyone likes what I got done. Gosh, that's so embarrassing. But the question was valid, actually. Are you going to run? And did you hear what Joe's answer was? His one honest moment in that interview. Did you hear what his answer was? He said, well, we're going to see what happens in the midterms. That's interesting. Because I remember just last year, Joe said this.
Have you decided whether you are going to run for re-election in 2024? You haven't set up a re-election campaign yet, as your predecessor had by this time.
My predecessor needed to. My predecessor. Oh, God, I miss it. No, an answer is yes. My plan is to run for re-election. That's my expectation.
So what changed? Well, here's what changed. Joe Biden is no longer useful to the system. Remember, you don't have individuals in charge, really. You have a religion in charge. That's what the system is. There's one religion that governs the entire administrative state, the media, education, entertainment, sports, medicine, everything. One religion governs them all. And you are either a useful servant to that religion or you're not a useful servant. Joe Biden has been useful so far because he's just basically done whatever the psychos around him have told him to do. We'll get to them in just a moment. But now, Joe Biden is such a disaster that he's going to cost the system valuable positions of power in the House and Senate. They can't risk that again for 2024. That's why he answered the question that way. We'll see what happens in the midterms. He's going to get pasted in the midterms. And then, as I've predicted many, many times, bye-bye, Joe. He'll resign for, I got a cough or something like that. It'll be health reasons, something ridiculous. Now, why did he fail so badly, though? Now, we know what they'll say. They'll lie, make excuses. There were lies. They're right-wingers. Why did he fail? Joe Biden failed not just because he's a weapons-grade loser and always has been. Joe Biden failed because he surrounded himself with full-blown communists, with cultural Marxists, with people who've been educated in America's communist education system, and they're not interested in re-election. We talked about this a bunch of times before. People ask, and it's understandable because that's your value system, right? It's my value system. You think to yourself, well, I would at least want to, even if I'm a Democrat, I would at least want to succeed a little bit on behalf of the country so I can get reelected. Communists aren't working towards re-election. They're working towards destruction.